So this is Ecotech's AB Plus spectrum that we're trying to mimic with the AI Prime. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Hugh with PROLIFICBREED. I can't believe it's Saturday again, which means I got a couple of hours to work on the Red Sea Reefer 350. Today we're gonna work with the lighting for the tank. I'm gonna share with you guys which options I had and what I ultimately decided to go with, and I'll show you how I set everything up, and I got some tips and tricks to share with you guys. Alright guys, this is the original fixture that I was gonna go with for the Red Sea Reefer 350. It's an ATI T5 fixture. This one is programmable and dimmable with this controller right here, and it runs 6 bulbs at 54 watts each, 6 T5 bulbs. And I already bought the bulbs and everything with anticipation to get it set up and running. The bulbs are right here. I bought it during Black Friday sale last year, and they've been sitting since. Now my decision to not run this fixture for now and going with the Prime HDs is because I'm just starting out the tank, and I'm not going to stock it with giant colonies right away. So I feel like it's a waste of money to run this fixture for the first year or so, just because these T5 bulbs, they only last about 9 months to a year, and you need to replace it again. So I feel like I'm just gonna be burning through over $100 and not reaping the benefits of the bulbs itself, I guess. So my plan is to run with the LEDs, get everything started, and then once the tank gets serious, we'll evolve and put in the ATI fixture to kind of level up and everything like that. But yeah, that's my thinking. I just don't want to waste these bulbs on an empty tank and cycling it and everything, just burning these bulbs away with little to no coral in the tank. But yeah, let's get back to the LEDs. Now these are the 3 AI primes. I originally had them spaced out, one on the right, left, and one dead center, and I was trying to line everything up so it's all kind of parallel with each other, but I was having a very hard time doing that with it spaced out. So here's my tip for you guys: get them all lined up next to each other so it makes your life easier. Then after you have it all set, place it in the spots where you want them. That way everything is lined up vertically and horizontally. Now with the brackets, once I had everything lined up, one was always kind of drooping lower than the other two, and no matter what I did with the bracket, sliding it back and forth did not help at all. And what the problem was the bracket itself. This L bend right here, it was bent a little further down, and I don't know if it happened during shipping or if it came from the factory that way, but the brackets aren't all made the same, and I guess quality assurance wasn't there. But I had to take the top bracket off, and I took this down into the garage, and I wrapped some towels around the aluminum, and I took a wrench and kind of bent it up a little bit. So this is what I have right now. It's close, but yeah, I don't want to mess with it anymore. So you can see right here where this one is, the one right here on the left is higher than the center one. But yeah, I'm just trying to line it all up. So to me, that is kind of close enough. My second tip is with the wires. I guess they made little slots on the bottom right here to run the wire below and through the hole right here. If you guys could see, they made an access hole so you could run it through, but I didn't follow the directions that AI provided because I wanted to hide the wires up top, because when you're looking at the tank, so I didn't want to see any dangling wires. So up top I ran the wires through the hole right here up, and I had these little brackets from the dollar store. They're made specifically to clip wires. Let me show you guys the package. This is what I got from the dollar store. It's a Japanese dollar store called Daiso. It's made in Japan, I guess, but it's called cord hook. So I'm using it up here to using it to secure the wire up top, so everything is neatly tucked away. So I'm gonna start doing that to these two, and we'll come back. So I got all of the clips in place and the wires kind of tidied up on top and wrapped to the back. So when you're looking up, you don't see that much wire dangling. So now let's get the lights in position, and we'll go through the settings that I'm going with and reasons why. Sorry about the lighting, guys, but I'm working with daylight, and yeah, a couple of storms are coming through, and it's like getting light and dark inside the house. But I got the lights in position right here. I still need to like find a measuring tape and just put it precisely at 18-inch spreads, or maybe even less. So we'll see. I just kind of eyeballed it and everything's in place. So I have the AI primes up, and I just wanted to show you guys the flexibility of the AI primes. You can control and dial in every single LED that's on the light fixture itself. So right here, just showing you guys that you can do crazy things like having all reds on, like I have it right here, having all greens on, having all blues on, and just playing around like that. But it's kind of dangerous too, because if you don't know what you're doing, you could kill your corals. So you got to do your research and do your own due diligence in researching the correct spectrum that you need for your corals to kind of thrive. Now, when you go onto the AI Aqua Illumination site, they have a whole bunch of profiles up there where you can kind of mimic other reefers' lighting schedules and settings and things like that. But for me, I'm going with BRS. They do a whole series on BRS investigates, and you know that the best lights out there right now are by Ecotech, the XR15s and XR30s. They have this spectrum called the AB plus spectrum, which if you follow along, the spectrum's kind of similar to the Kessel lights and the ATI bulbs. I'll throw in some graphs of how that spectrum looks. It's proven to grow corals, so they did a whole series on AI primes and how to space them and what coverage they're able to do and things like that. And one of the videos they had up was about dialing in the AI primes settings to mimic the AB plus spectrum, and that's what I'm going for. So I'm gonna change it to the AB plus spectrum. It's right now it's scheduled in. So this is Ecotech's AB plus spectrum that we're trying to mimic with the AI primes. So when you get the AI primes, they don't give you any instructions on how to set up your lighting or anything like that. They give you a bunch of examples from other reefers, so what they use to get their tank up and running. But yeah, you guys just got to do your own research and just kind of mimic one of the settings. But since BRS did the whole research and they have spectrometers and all of that to dial in their lights, I'm just gonna go with their advice and copy the AB plus spectrum from Ecotech, the XR15s, XR30s. Those are the premium lights in the hobby that are proven to kind of grow coral and things like that. And when you look at the spectrum, they look similar to the spectrums for the ATI bulbs and Kessel. I'll throw in some images here so you can see what that spectrum looks like. It looks like a big ramp of blue lights, and then it tails down to like red, green, and things like that on the lower end. But yeah, that spectrum is what I'm aiming for, and thank God that BRS did the investigation and provided us with the settings. I'll put a screenshot of my settings here so it's clear to you guys, and I'll also leave it in the description box so you can copy as well. But the app's very easy. I like the lights because you can ramp up the time and ramp down the time. So put a screenshot of the ramping. I'm just messing around right now. So sunrise is at 1 o'clock, sunset's at 11, and it's like 2 hours ramping. So it's gradually turning on the light and gradually turning off the light. It's not a harsh on off like the cheaper lights. So it's one of the things I like about this light and why I'm going with this light. But yeah guys, I have some pieces ordered through BRS to finish up the sump area, but check out the tank so far. How do you guys like it? The wave maker we put in last week, we put in 2, but right now I have the smaller one off because of some advice I gotten through some of my viewers about the placement of the main wave maker and kind of dialing in the wave so the particles are suspended and you could see the pulse and momentum it's putting through the water. You could see the ripples and the waves at the end right there, and everything's kind of suspended, and eventually it makes it into the overflow. I want to thank that person. I forgot their name already, but I'll leave an annotation to his name up on the screen right now. Thank you for the advice and chit-chatting with me about wave makers and how to optimize everything. I appreciate it very much, and it helped me along the way. So the tank is like this right now. I got some pieces from BRS in order so I can like make some changes to the sump, but that's coming up in future videos. And I think the next video is us trying to escape this tank. I got some rocks in, but stay tuned for next week's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.